everyone, it's Majority from the Punk Priestess, and today we're going to unbox Wayhome Tarot. So this tarot deck is created by Bakara, Wintner and Whitehurst, and this is actually one of my favorite decks to use as my daily pulls. And I'm so excited to unbox this with you because this deck is incredible, and let's get into it. The deck is really cool. There's this trippy image on the front, and Autumn said that this is every single tarot card in the deck like layered on top of each other, so it creates this psychedelic looking image. So it's really cool, and it's like a key, like, or a portal. And then the back we have this other like little image. Okay, so let's get into the deck. So the top image is the same as the box, so it's that mirrored psychedelic image, which is cool. Especially if you read reversos, you can't tell which is upright, which is reversed. And the quality is just a more of a laminated thin quality, nothing too fancy, but it's perfect if you want to do that bridge. But definitely not cheap quality. It's just very simple. It's nothing incredibly immaculate. And yeah, let's get into the cards. So I have the Fool here. And one thing I will say, that this deck is more of an advanced deck because the illustrations are not like the Rider-Waite-Smith. So I would suggest using this deck if you know tarot a little bit more, because it can kind of be a little bit difficult if you're just beginning trying to use this deck and trying to understand, because Bakara has her own interpretations of the cards. She has a book called What the Fuck is Tarot, and that can help give you some more insight on the images of these cards, and so you can understand them when you're reading for yourselves. But I personally, I would only recommend this deck if you are more of an advanced tarot reader. I don't think this is a good beginner deck to use. Or, I mean, you could incorporate it with your Rider-Waite-Smith. If you're doing a spread, that would be cool too, because like this is the Chariot. So again, you have to think in a little bit more advanced concepts with these cards. But it's cool because it allows you to kind of find your own meaning and strive away from the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, which is a more modern way of reading tarot. But the images are super cool. And it's nice to see something different than just traditional ways of illustrating the cards. So that's why I really like this deck a lot. So I like being able to expand my knowledge of tarot and expand what the reading might give me based off of looking at a different image. This is the Devil. So this is one of like the coolest cards to me. Very trippy. But yes, this is the Tower. Like some of them are a little bit more literal. And the line work is beautiful. Like Autumn is an incredible artist. And you can kind of see like this darker little like werewolf. Sun. It was really pretty. And now we're going into the Pentacles. That was a major arcana. I'm starting with the Ace of Pentacles here. So yeah, just very cool, like, you know, snake eggs, like just very different. But you can be like, well, how does a snake represent with the Two of Pentacles? Like, it just kind of expands your mind a little bit. One thing I do wish is that they had their own guidebook. They like had, I mean, Bakara has What the Fuck is Tarot, which is kind of like a mini guidebook, but I just wish there was more descriptions as to why some of the inspiration behind some of these images. So that's just like kind of the only downfall of this deck is that, yes, it's very advanced and the images are like non-traditional, but I would like a little bit more of an insight. Well, why did, you know, you choose this to represent this card, and like why these colors? So that's just one thing that I feel is missing, which makes this a difficult deck to read with. which is why it's definitely for not for beginners. It just needs a little bit more of that like guidebook feel. And there's no guidebook included with this deck. This is one of my favorites, is the Ten of Pentacles. Like, I want to be there right now. And the court cards are silhouettes, which is really nice because it gives, I feel like with a lot of the old school decks, like race is a big issue, like there's always like whitewashed, and it's kind of nice that these are just a silhouette and it can be any ethnicity. So I think that was a smart choice on their end, and it also helps make it modern and you can find yourself within these cards. Okay, now we're going to the cup suit. Jellyfish, I think this one's really cool. The line work is incredible. It's very detail oriented. And you can just look at these images for days. Like, I spent a lot of time just eyeing over the artwork because it's so beautiful. But it's nice to see something fresh and different with tarot. And it's like, how can we describe some of these cards in a different way? Like, I love this one, like the pink, like that bubblegum millennial pink. This is a really cool card, and it makes you feel good when you see like certain colors that you don't normally see represented in tarot. Like, you don't really see a lot of hot pink. This is a cool one, the octopus. Like, this deck is just really nice to have just for like imagery. It's just really cool to just sit and just look at the images of the cards. That's one of the things I really enjoy. This is a cool one. And she uses daughters instead of pages, so that's something that's not traditional. And then sons instead of knights. But it's kind of cool because it kind of gives the power back to the woman, because pages are always like sometimes a youthful energy and are always like men, so it's nice to be like, no, female empowerment, what up? Father, so it's like mother and father instead of queen and king. Now we're in the wand suit. I think the wand suit's my favorite. Not only because I'm a fire sign, but I just like this is one of my favorite images of the Two of Wands, because it's like that momentum with the snapping of the sticks. So this is definitely one of my favorite cards in Wayhome Tarot. It helped me expand my meaning of that card by seeing that image. And that's like the gift of this deck. It's like, how can we take these concepts and make them a little bit more broader and to relate them to modern times? This is also really cool. And how can we go deeper with some of these cards? And the line work is simple. Like, it's not so heavily over designed. There's like a fine balance between simplicity and details. This is a really pretty card. It's also a really cool way to showcase the Seven of Wands. I love this. This is a really cool one with the Eight of Wands. Yeah, the wand suits is definitely my favorite. So cool, lanterns. Like matches. So still going with that fire suit. It's a cool one. It's fierce. All right, and the last suits, we have swords, Very clean. This was a cool one. Instead of always the heart. The Three of Swords. It's a cute one. I love this one too. The way that this imagery is described here is also one of my favorites. I love this one as well. The sevens are conflict cards, or like a little bit more of a complicated trickster energy. So it's nice to see it without a human. And that's a great part of this, is that you're still able to get the meanings and the images without having human figures, which I think is really cool. I think that's a special element to this deck. It's like you always see humans with the court cards. And I feel like this is the way like tarot's going to be going. It's like we're going to only really be seeing humans, and it's like still just like an outline. Like it's just such a modern way to do tarot, and I love it. I would actually prefer to have less humans in the tarot. Tornado. Ice Queen. And the last card we have is the Father. Thank you so much for unboxing Wayhome Tarot with me, and I love this tarot deck. Below I have links for the deck and where to purchase it, and also links for Bakara's book, What the Fuck is Tarot? So thank you for unboxing this with me, and I hope to see you using this deck soon. Until next time, bye!